Hi, I'm Nick Holland. I'm a Bronte biographer and Bronte blogger at ambronte.org, and I run this channel, The House of Bronte. Now, it's been a few months since I posted my last video, so I'm sorry for that. Now, it's been a rather sad time in my family. My wonderful mum, Emily Holland, died at the end of October, aged 88. A wonderful mother, a wonderful wife to my father, a wonderful person. So it's been a hard few weeks, you can imagine, but I've had lots of well wishes from people who follow my blogs and follow my social media, and that's really helped. And of course, the support of my amazing wife Yvette, my family and friends. It's really been invaluable. So thank you to anyone who sent kind words or well wishes. Thank you so much. Now, support at times like this is so important, isn't it? It's something unfortunate that comes to us all, and it's something that came to the Brontes at this time of year in the run-up to Christmas. So in today's video, we're going to look at the death of Emily Bronte that occurred in this week in 1848, and Charlotte Bronte's letters about the death of Emily Bronte. So welcome to today's episode of The House of Bronte. Emily Bronte was, I think, against stiff opposition, the greatest genius in the Bronte family. She was brilliant at everything she did. She was an amazing artist, an amazing painter, whether painting wildlife or painting family pets. She was a brilliant poet, perhaps one of the greatest female British poet of the 19th century. And she wrote just one novel, Wuthering Heights, but I think it's the greatest novel that's ever been written. You might well have different opinions, which is absolutely fine. There are lots of great novels out there, but I absolutely adore Wuthering Heights. So it was such a tragedy when, just a year really after the publication of Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte succumbed to tuberculosis, consumption, that horrible galloping disease that decimated the Bronte family in 1848 and 1849. So we get a glimpse of the impact it made on Charlotte Bronte, but on Anne Bronte, who was very, very close to Emily. Anne Bronte, and to Patrick Bronte, the father, at this time through two letters she sent. Now, Emily took her last breath on the 19th of December 1848. The day after, 20th of December, Charlotte Bronte wrote to her publisher, W.S. Williams, a man who worked alongside her publisher George Smith in London, become a friend of Charlotte Bronte, and she wrote to Williams on the 20th of December. I'm just going to look down here where I've got another screen with the letters on it. So to W.S. Williams, 20th December, Charlotte Bronte wrote, "My dear sir, when I wrote in such haste to Dr. Epps was a tuberculosis consumption specialist who'd come in from Leeds, disease was making rapid strides, nor has it lingered since. The galloping consumption has merited its name. Neither physician nor medicine are needed more. Tuesday night and morning saw the last hours, the last agonies, proudly endured till the end. Yesterday, Emily Jane Bronte died in the arms of those who loved her. Thus, the strange dispensation is completed. It's incomprehensible as yet to mortal intelligence. The last 3 months, ever since my brother's death, seemed to us like a long, terrible dream. We look for support to God, and thus far, He mercifully enables us to maintain our self-control in the midst of affliction whose bitterness none could have calculated on. Believe me, yours sincerely, C. Bronte, Wednesday." That was Charlotte Bronte's letter just a day after Emily's death on the Tuesday, the 19th of December. Now, Charlotte Bronte's best friend was a woman called Ellen Nussey, who she'd known since her school days. She remained a very faithful friend all through Charlotte's life, and after Charlotte's death, she helped preserve the Bronte legacy. And we'll talk about talk about Ellen in another video. But Ellen knew Emily well as too. But it was on the 23rd of December when Charlotte had the energy, had the ability really to write to Ellen about Emily. So on the 23rd of December 1848, Charlotte Bronte wrote, "Dear Ellen, Emily suffers no more either from pain or weakness now. She never will suffer more in this world. She's gone after a hard, short conflict. She died on Tuesday, the very day I wrote to you. I thought it very possible then she might be with us still for weeks, and a few hours afterwards she was in eternity. Yes, there is no Emily in time or on earth now. Yesterday we put her poor wasted mortal frame quietly under the church pavement. We are very calm at present. Why should we be otherwise? The anguish of seeing her suffer is over. The spectacle of the pains of death is gone by. The funeral days past, we feel she is at peace. No need now to tremble for the hard frost and keen wind. Emily does not feel them. She has died in a time of promise. We saw her torn from life in its prime. But it is God's will, and the place where she's gone is better than that she has left. God has sustained me in a way I marvel at through such agony as I had not conceived. I now look at Anne and wish she were well and strong, but she is neither, nor is Papa. Could you now come to us for a few days? I would not ask you to stay long. Write and tell me if you could come next week, on what day and by what train. I would try to send a gig for you to Keighley. You will, I trust, find us tranquil. C. Bronte." Try to come. I never so much needed the consolation of a friend's presence. Pleasure, of course, there would be none for you in the visit, except what your kind heart would teach you to find in doing good to others. So Charlotte Bronte's letter to her great friend and Emily's friend, Ellen Nussey, after the death of Emily Bronte. On Christmas Day itself, 25th December 1848, she wrote again to Williams, who'd written back in the meantime, sending a very long and lovely letter to Haworth from Smith Elder in London. And Charlotte on Christmas Day said, "My dear sir, I will write to you more at length when my heart can find a little rest. Now I can only thank you very briefly for your letter, which seemed to me eloquent in its sincerity. Emily is nowhere here now. Her wasted mortal remains are taken out of the house. We have laid her cherished head under the church aisle, beside my mother's, my two sisters, dead long ago, and my poor hapless brothers. But a small remnant of the race is left, so my poor father thinks. Well, the loss is ours, not hers. And some sad comfort I take as I hear the wind blow and feel the cutting keenness of the frost, ignoring that the elements bring her no more suffering. Their severity cannot reach her grave. Her fever is quieted, her restlessness soothed. Her deep, hollow cough is hushed forever. We do not hear it in the night, nor listen for it in the morning. We have not the conflict of a strangely strong spirit and a fragile frame before us. Relentless conflict, once seen, never to be forgotten. A dreary calm reigns round us, in the midst of which we seek resignation." So that was a Christmas Day, obviously a sad Christmas Day in Haworth Parsonage in 1848. But, it's always such a tragedy that Emily died so young, in the midst of her prime, as Charlotte said, a time of promise. But she left us a magnificent legacy. And, I think we can all still look forward to Christmas. I'm still looking forward to Christmas. My mother loved Christmas. I love Christmas. So next week for Christmas, it'll be a bit cheerier. It'll be a Christmas themed Bronte video. So please subscribe, like, share, and come back to the House of Bronte next week when we'll be celebrating Christmas. We'll be remembering Emily, but we'll celebrate Christmas as the Brontes did, and as people at that time did, and as people of today do. So an early happy Christmas. I'll say it again next week, and join me next week for more House of Bronte. Thank you.